Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. My name is Gisela K. You can call me G, Gisela, Gizmo, Grizzly, G12, G Unit, Grizella, or any combination of the above. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking the videos, for interacting. I do try my best to read all your comments. At the moment, it's a tsunami amount. It's completely overwhelming. I can't keep up. I definitely can't reply or interact with all the comments, the emails, the DMs and everything, but I do appreciate it. So thank you so much. We're going to be looking at the warrant. Remember the search warrant, the court-ordered search warrant that the FBI got to swarm the Laundrie home. Why are we going to look at this? One, because it's interesting, but two, also because the final text that Gabby sent, it's not the final one from the 30th, it's the one before that. I think it was on the 27th that Gabby's mother said made her feel really concerned. We're going to look at what that was said. I believe it's in the warrant. I've read it in an article somewhere else. Who is Stan and why was Gabby texting about Stan? We will find out. Let's get started. Okay, so I put it on the screen so you can read it with me. State of Florida, 12th Judicial Circuit, County of Sarasota, search warrant. And then in brackets it says computer external storage devices. 2021 SW000442NC. In the name of the state of Florida, to all and singular, the sheriffs and their deputies, the director of the Florida Highway Patrol and his troopers, the commissioner of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and his special agents, the director of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and his officers, and constables, municipal police officers, and state attorneys, investigators, all acting within their jurisdiction. Whereas I have received an affidavit for search warrant on this date made before me by the affiant Detective Daniel Alex, number 398, who has prepared same in his capacity as a law enforcement officer. Whereas the detective, having been placed under oath and having sworn to the facts as stated therein, and having examined the said facts set forth in support of said application for search warrant, and the facts contained therein which are now incorporated herein by reference and made a part of this warrant. And whereas said facts so made known to me by such affidavit as set forth have caused me to certify and find that there is probable cause to believe that the laws of the state of Florida relative to missing or endangered persons, FSS 937021, in regard to Gabrielle Verona Petito, and that evidence connected to her whereabouts is currently located within the below described computers or external storage devices. That's what they were searching for. In regard that the evidence connected to her whereabouts is located within the below described computers or external storage device. The description and location of computers to be searched is as follows. The computer's external storage device is a black Western digital external hard drive with serial number WXG 2E1138AM9 and the product number WDBAJ. You guys want me to flex my phonetics? Whiskey Delta Bravo Alpha Juliet Papa 0050 Bravo Bravo Kilo X-Ray Alpha. The computer or computers external storage devices is located in the property or evidence vault at the Northport Police Department, which is located at 4980 City Hall Boulevard, Northport, Florida 34286. The aforesaid computers is or are within the jurisdiction boundaries of Sarasota County. Therefore, these presents are to command you with the proper and necessary assistance, including off-site forensic computer analyst experts, either in the daytime or in the nighttime, as the exigencies of the situation may demand or require, or on Sundays or holidays, to search the said computers described above and seize as evidence any of the following. Any and all external storage devices, commercial software and hardware, computer disks, disk drives, tape drives, disk application programs, data disks, system disk operating systems, electronic mail, system storage devices, tape systems, and hard drive and other computer-related operation equipment, in addition to computer photographs, graphic interchange formats, and or photographs or other visual depictions. Now, we already know that they found remains that were tentatively identified as Gabby Petito. So this search warrant is not to find her necessarily, right? They say this is it's regards to her location. I think it would be to prove things that somebody was there. And to obviously get text messages. And I mean, we could see the Spotify playlist being updated. We can see things. There's always an online footprint going on. So it's probably more about that, and to see what kind of emails, messages, and things are going on with Brian Laundrie and his parents. Okay. So any digital documents, notes, or equipment relating to passwords, encryption codes, and data security devices which may restrict access to the hardware, software, or data. I wonder if you say data or data. We say data in South Africa, but I say data now. All data and files associated with the external storage devices listed above, including password-protected files, both text and image types that may include but are not limited to .doc, .txt, .gif, .bmp, .tiff, .pcs, .pic, .png, .dcs, .art, or .jpeg that can be stored or saved by these suffixes, or they can be renamed and saved under different titles. Files that show emails, text messages, and all internet browsing history. Yes, bring us that. Brian Laundrie. Computer files showing ownership, possession, or control of computers and electronic storage devices, to include but not limited to email associated files and any other evidence relating to the subject matter of this warrant that could be used or has been used in the violation of the laws of the state of Florida, in order that evidence may be procured to be used in the prosecution of the criminal laws of the state of Florida, and make return of your doings under this warrant to me or to my designated clerk within 10 days of date hereof, and give proper receipts for any property taken hereunder, and deliver a copy of this warrant to the person at whom directed. You are further directed to bring the evidence so seized, if it be of a contraband nature, before a court having jurisdiction, to be disposed of and dealt with according to the law. Given under my hand and seal this day, 15th of the 9th, 2021, which was actually 5 days ago. 15th of the 9th was Wednesday. On Wednesday already. Wow. Okay. Circuit Judge, 12th Judicial Circuit, signature, electronic signature. In the Circuit Court of the 12th Judicial Circuit in and for Sarasota County, Florida, search warrant affidavit and application, computer, external storage devices. Here we go. This is page 3 of 9. I'm reading the whole thing. If you find this boring, then go and read it yourself. If you know me at all and you know what I'm doing with the Chris Watts case, I'm looking at the entire 2,000-page document, page by page, line by line, at a much slower pace. So let's go through this, right? Before me, a judge of the Circuit Court, personally or by sworn attestament, appeared Detective Officer Daniel Alex, number 398, a duly sworn law enforcement officer of Northport Police Department, state of Florida, who, after being first properly sworn, deposes and says that he or she has probable cause to believe, and does believe, that the laws of the state of Florida have been violated. To wit, the laws related to missing endangered persons controlled by Florida State Statute 937.021 in regard to WF is probably white female, Gabrielle, now it says Venora, but it's Verona Petito. Date of birth, now we got it. I'm sorry, I'm writing it down. 19th of the 3rd, 1999. If you guys haven't seen, she's already got a Wikipedia page, and I don't think yesterday her date of birth wasn't listed. Oh, the date of birth was listed. The date of death is not yet listed. Sorry. 19th of the 3rd, 1999. That the officer has reason to believe, and does believe, that evidence connected with the investigation is currently contained within the computers or external storage devices described below. The description and location of the computers or external storage devices to be searched is or are as follows. The computer's external storage devices is a black Western Digital external hard drive with serial number Whiskey X-ray Golf 2 Echo 1138 Alpha Mike 9 and product number Whiskey Delta Bravo Alpha Juliet Papa 0050 Bravo Bravo Kilo X-ray Alpha. The computer's external storage devices is located in the property or evidence vault at the North Police Department, which is located at 4980 City Hall Boulevard, Northport, Florida 34286. If you know anything about legal documents, there's a lot of repetition, but we're going through it so that you know we went through it all. The aforesaid computer's external storage devices is or are located within the jurisdiction boundaries of Sarasota County. Grounds for issuance. The following grounds for issuance of a search warrant as required by Florida statutes exist, to wit, Florida statutes provides that a warrant to search an item, structure, or conveyance other than a dwelling may be issued when any property constitutes evidence relevant to proving that a felony has been committed. Did you read that? Conveyance other than a dwelling may be issued when any property constitutes evidence relevant to proving that a felony has been committed. See Florida Statute 933.02, bracket 3. Probable cause for issuance. Your affiant has probable cause to believe that the above-named crime has been committed and that evidence may be discovered for the following reasons. Page 4 now. Your affiant is a detective with the Northport Police Department and is currently assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division. Your affiant has been, I hope I'm saying affiant right, affiant has been a police officer for approximately 10 years and has been assigned to the Criminal Investigative Division for 9 months. Your affiant is charged with the responsibility of investigating crimes such as crimes against persons or property and the investigation of missing persons. The subject, Gabrielle, now they say Venora again. Is it Venora or Verona? Petito and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, left from New York State sometime in mid-June 2021 for a vacation to Utah, traveling a variety of national parks along the way. While they were on their trip, they documented some of the events on a YouTube video, Van Life, beginning our van life journey, posted only 4 weeks ago. During the trip, the subject sent multiple text messages and had many talks with her mother, Nicole Schmidt, via cell phone communication using her subscriber number of 631-320-4484, issued by T-Mobile. During these conversations, there appeared to be more and more tension between her and Laundrie. On the 12th of the 8th, 2021, so 08/12/21, a report was generated by the Moab City Police Department, Moab, Utah, reference a domestic disturbance between the subject and Laundrie. In the report, Officer Robbins wrote, "After evaluating the totality of the circumstances, I do not believe the situation escalated to the level of a domestic assault as much as that of a mental health crisis." Officer Robbins stated that the subject was having a severe case of anxiety, per the subject's testimony on scene. Laundrie also told the responding officers that he was concerned about the subject because her anxiety had worsened during their extended trip. On August 27th, 2021, the subject's mother, Nicole Schmidt, received an odd text from the subject. The message read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." The reference to Stan was regarding her grandfather, but per her mother, she never calls him Stan. The mother was concerned that something was wrong with her daughter. Also, I wonder why the grandfather was calling, right? This was the last communication anyone had with the subject. Her cell phone was no longer operational, and she stopped posting anything on social media about their trip. That was on August 27th, 2021. Weird that they say the last communication anyone had, because what about the August 30th Yosemite one? Okay, plot thickens. Her cell phone was no longer operational and she stopped posting anything on social media about their trip. Per her family, this was not normal behavior for the subject and they became more worried about her. On September 11th, 2021, the subject was entered as a missing person by the Suffolk County Police Department in New York based on the reports from the Moab City Police Report. It appears the subject is also endangered due to mental health concerns. On September 11, 2021, the subject's van, a white Ford Transit bearing Florida tag Quebec Foxtrot Tango Golf 03 QFT G03, was located at her address at 4343 Wabasa Avenue, Northport, Florida 34286. So her address where she was living for a year before, but it's Brian Laundrie's and his parents' home. Per the license plate reader installed at the Sumter Boulevard exit of Interstate 75, that vehicle entered the city of Northport on September 1st, 2021 at approximately 10:26 a.m. on the 1st. Wow. 10:26 a.m. Brian Laundrie's family stated that the subject was not at the residence and they did not know her whereabouts. So they definitely saw the van, okay? They refused to allow Brian to speak with law enforcement and directed the officers on scene to speak with their attorney. Based on the totality of the circumstances related to the subject's mental health, I believe there is probable cause to believe that the subject is unable to care for herself due to her increased anxiety. Due to this behavior, our concerns for her welfare have reached an exigent level. Her cell phone has been turned off for approximately 15 days. And there have been no sightings of her since August 27th, 2021. Cell phone has been turned off for approximately 15 days. Are they saying this on this date, when this was filed, or what? I'm gonna be nitpicking everything here later and being like, wait. Let's get through it though. This is the 14th of September, 09/14/21. At approximately 7 p.m., a signed search warrant was executed for the subject's vehicle, 2012 Ford Transit van, at the Northport Police Department. Within the subject's vehicle, the crime scene technicians located a Black Western digital external hard drive. Okay, this was on the 14th. I'm looking up at my calendar, by the way. It was Tuesday. On Tuesday. I mean, they say Brian disappeared on Tuesday, right? The parents. So on Tuesday at 7 p.m., a signed search warrant was executed for the subject's vehicle at the Northport Police Department. And within that vehicle was a Black Western digital external hard drive with serial number Whiskey X-Ray Golf 2 Echo 1138 Alpha Mike 9 and product number Whiskey Delta Bravo Alpha Juliet Papa 0050 Bravo Bravo Kilo X-Ray Alpha. This computer's external storage devices is potentially the subject's property, and due to that, it may contain viable digital forensic data that could assist in the location of said missing endangered subject. Your affiant knows that the computer, hardware, software, and electronic files may be important to a criminal investigation in two distinct ways. 1. The objects themselves may be contraband, evidence, instrumentalities of, or fruits of crime, and or the objects may be used as storage devices that contain contraband or evidence or instrumentalities or fruits of crime in the form of electronic data. This affidavit also requests permission to search the computer hardware that may contain said electronic data, and if it becomes necessary, for reasons of practicality, to remove the hardware and conduct a search off-site. Your affiant believes that in this case the computer hardware is a container for evidence, a container for contraband, and also itself an instrumentality of the crime under investigation. I wonder what the contraband is. Based on your affiant's knowledge, training, and experience, your affiant knows that searching and seizing information from computers often requires agents to seize most or all electronic storage devices along with related peripherals to be searched later by a qualified computer expert in a laboratory or other controlled environment. This is true because of the following. The volume of evidence. Computer storage devices like hard disks, diskettes, tapes, laserdiscs, flash drives can store the equivalent of millions of pages of information. Searching this vast amount of information makes it a very time-consuming task. Man, I would love to look through all of that. This sorting process can take weeks or months depending on the volume of data stored, and it would be impractical and invasive to attempt this kind of data search on site. 2. We're on page 6 of 9. Technical requirements. Searching computer systems for criminal evidence is a highly technical process requiring expert skill and a properly controlled environment. The vast array of computer hardware and software available requires even computer experts to specialize in some systems and applications. So it's difficult to know before a search which expert is qualified to analyze the system and its data. In any event, however, data search protocols are exacting scientific procedures designed to protect the integrity of the evidence and to recover even hidden, erased, compressed, password protected, or encrypted files. If only they had done that with NK, am I right? Because computer evidence is vulnerable to inadvertent or intentional modification or destruction, both from external sources or from destructive code embedded in the system as a booby trap, a controlled environment may be necessary to complete an accurate analysis. Further, such searches often require the seizure of most or all of a computer system's input or output peripheral devices, related software, documentation, and data security devices, including passwords, so that a qualified computer expert can accurately retrieve the system's data in a laboratory or other controlled environment. It is also necessary to seize all peripherals so that the analyst can show that the computer was in a functional operating state and was capable of being used in the manner described in this affidavit. Oh, sorry, I went a bit high. Okay. Necessity to search files of varying formats. Searching for a particular piece of evidence can be a painstaking and complicated process. Computer evidence may be stored in random order with deceptive file names. File extensions can be intentionally altered to make graphic files appear to be text files and text files appear to be graphic files. Such difficulties can also arise even when the user is not intentionally trying to conceal the nature of his or her files. Okay, breathe. For example, documents are frequently stored on computers after having been scanned and converted into digital format. When stored in this manner, such documentary evidence is converted to a graphical image format, much like a photograph. Therefore, it is necessary for the forensic examiner to inspect files stored in graphical format to see if the relevant documents have been so stored. Graphical images or pictures can be stored on a computer with either the standard graphical extensions such as, JPEG, BMP, GIF, etc., or they can be embedded in other file types such as word processing documents, spreadsheets, and database and PowerPoint programs. For instance, a slideshow consisting of hundreds of images can be embedded in a PowerPoint presentation program, and it would not be apparent to the examiner until opening and viewing that program. The forensic examiner, therefore, will need to view such other programs to see if the relevant graphical images are stored in such manner. It is thus essential to search files of all types in order to ensure that the requested property is discovered. The requested property. This may require searching authorities to examine all the stored data to determine which particular files is evidence or instrumentalities of crime. Necessity to search software applications. Your affiant also requests to search the various software applications in the subject computer. Graphical imaging programs may contain data that shows the relevant images were actually viewed by someone after being downloaded to the computer. Since it is important to determine whether any of the relevant images were actually viewed while on the subject computer, a forensic analyst will need to examine the file properties of any images found and determine whether any of these images were manipulated or viewed by any of the software resident on the computer. Now we're on page 7 of 9. Necessity to establish a timeline. It's important in investigations of this manner to place the suspect behind the computer at the time of the offense. Since this evidence must frequently be proven circumstantially, the forensic examiner may need to compile a timeline of computer files that were altered at or near the time of the offense. An analysis of such files may provide evidence that the suspect was utilizing his computer in the appropriate timeframes. This is analogous. Never heard that word like that. This is or analogs to reviewing a suspect's telephone records to prove he was at home at the time of the offense. The forensic examiner may also be able to establish a defendant's control over the computer and or the relevant files by searching for registry files and documents connecting the computer to a specific individual. So this will prove exactly where Brian was. Was he in Florida for those 6 days and then went back? And then what happened? And where was he then? And what happened afterwards? In light of these concerns, your affiant hereby requests the court's permission to search the computer hardware and associated peripherals that are believed to contain some or all of the evidence described in the warrant, and to conduct an off-site search of the hardware for the evidence described. On the basis of the foregoing facts, affiant seeks to conduct a forensic search of any of the data stored in the aforementioned computer's external media devices that may be in electronic or digital format. Wherefore, your affiant respectfully requests that a search warrant be issued commanding all, and singular the sheriff and their deputies, the director of the Florida Highway Patrol and his troopers, the commissioner of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and his special agents, the director of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and his officers, constables, municipal police officers, and state's attorney investigators, all acting within their jurisdiction, either in the daytime or nighttime as the exigencies. It's such a weird word that of the occasion may demand or require, or on Sunday or holidays with proper and necessary assistance, including the forensic computer analyst, experts off-site to search the above described computers and seize as evidence any of the following mentioned items. Evidence sought: any and all external storage devices, commercial software and hardware, computer disks, disk drives, tape drives, disk application programs, data disks, system disk operating systems, electronic mail, system storage devices, tape systems, and hard drive and other computer-related operation equipment, in addition to computer photographs, graphic interchange formats, and or photographs or other visual depictions. Any digital documents, notes, or equipment relating to passwords, encryption codes, and data security devices which may restrict access to the hardware, software, or data. All data and files associated with the external storage devices listed above, including password-protected files, both text and image types that may include but are not limited to .doc, .txt, doc, txt, GIF, BMP, TIFF, PCS, PIC, PNG, DCS, .art, or .jpeg that can be stored or saved by these suffixes, or they can be renamed and saved under different titles. Files that show emails, text messages, and all internet browsing history, and computer files showing ownership, possession, or control of computers and electronic storage devices to include but not limited to email-associated files, or any other evidence relating to the subject matter of this warrant that could be used to investigate a missing person, and that evidence may be procured to be used in the prosecution of the criminal laws of the state of Florida. Detective Daniel Alex, number 398, affiant signature, electronic signature, state of Florida, county of Sarasota. The foregoing instrument was acknowledged before me this 15th day of September. So the phone was switched off for approximately 15 days. Let's take that back from the 15th, but I'm going to go back to the top and just make sure of the date of this. I believe this was actually on the, this is 14. So, but it says in there. So we're going to check it now. We're going to check the foregoing instrument was acknowledged before me on this 15th day of September, 2021 by the individual whose name and signature appear above and who is personally known to me and who did take an oath. Detective Christopher Mackey, number 173, signature, electronic signature, law enforcement officer, notary public, state of Florida. In the circuit of the 12th Judicial Circuit in and for Sarasota County, Florida. Return to search warrant. Received this warrant on the 15th day of September 2021 and executed the same on the 16th of September 2021. That's Thursday. We saw them go into the Mustang, I believe, on Thursday to take something. and into that car, yeah, by reading this warrant to and delivering a true copy hereof by leaving a copy at the premises and searching the premises herein described. Upon the completion of said search, a written inventory of the property taken was delivered to this aforementioned person, or such a copy was left at the premises. A true and correct list of the articles taken is set forth in the following inventory. See Digital Forensics Lab report to follow. Sarasota County, State of Florida, Detective Daniel Alex, number 398, the officer by whom this warrant was executed, do swear that the above inventory contains a true account of all the property taken by me on said warrant. Daniel Alex, cool signature, number 398, the affiant, seal, sworn and subscribed before me on this 31st day of August, 2021. Sorry, I'm looking at the dates. Sworn and subscribed before me on this 31st day of August 2021. Why? Okay. 31st of August. What am I supposed to say about that? Maybe that's just a seal. It's like pre-signed. But why is that signed on the 31st of August when they didn't even know that Gabby was missing it? Maybe that's just something that's legally there. Sworn and signed. The date is a bit odd there. But let's go back to the top because I just want to see the date. Given under my hand and seal on this date. That's the 15th of September. And the phone was switched off for approximately 15 days. Huh? And Brian Laundrie arrived home, possibly, on, well, they saw the van, but was he there? Probably now, we think so. Maybe he left on the 1st again. But if this was on the 15th and he arrived home on the 1st and they say the phone's been off for about 15 days, isn't that just a magical number when you go back from the day that Brian disappeared, which was supposedly the 14th? And you go back 15 days before that, and my, it's like just before the clock turns September, isn't it? On his drive home. But, as I say, the Spotify playlist is still being updated, unless this is this team, I don't know, fiddling with stuff, searching stuff. I highly doubt it, because there's songs that have been added, and the playlist name has been changed. So he must still have his phone somewhere. Anyway, that is the search warrant. Let me know what you think below. Very strange that Stan, Gabby Petito'S grandfather, was trying to reach her, call her, voicemail, call her, and then somebody who Gabby Petito'S mother believes wasn't Gabby said, can you please help Stan? He keeps calling me and leaving me voicemails. Weird, right? What do you think about that? I find that very, very, very strange. So yeah, that is the search warrant. Now we know what on earth they were looking for. We want to just look at the Stan one. So it says, can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls. Yeah, Gabby did not write that, according to her mom. That's not how she talks about her grandfather. Wow. So this was on the 27th, and that is actually, if we look at the timeline of events, that is possibly the day that Gabby Petito died. So to think that her grandfather was giving all these calls, voicemails and missed calls, maybe Gabby was trying to reach out to him or anyone that she could get hold of, maybe because there's not that much signal in that area. There is some signal, but not much. The signal's not strong. Maybe she was trying to get hold of someone and in a moment just maybe sent out a whole bunch of texts or something. And then the grandfather saw it and called and called and called and called. And possibly, I'm just speculating now, Brian had the phone after that. And it's just like, can you just help Stan? Because I just keep getting his voicemails, and missed calls. So, thank you for watching. If you like the work that I do, the ways to support me are in the description box below. You can buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/Gisela K, or you can PayPal me directly, or, you know what's free? Subscribing, hitting the bell, and definitely hitting the like button. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon for another one.